You ever just looked at your bank account before going to the grocery store and you wondered, how in the world is this supposed to be? Is life really supposed to be like this? And if you've ever felt that, you've just worked so hard and you're still trying to catch up, then this video is for you, my friend. Because today I want to share with you something that completely changed the way that I look at money. And it wasn't just another budgeting trick. I want you to understand the real problem isn't simply your paycheck. The real issue is only having one way to create the income that you need for you and your family. Living paycheck to paycheck is not the problem. It's living income to income. And so before you leave this video today, I want you to leave with the clarity of understanding that there's more options out there to create an income by learning one simple skill. And I'm going to take you through that lesson today. Because whenever I was teaching, I was working long hours, missing those moments with my family and especially my grandkids. My husband, his job allowed him to go and be with our grandkids, but mine, I was working 8 to 16 hours a day. I was just tied down to lesson plans, grading papers, getting everything ready for the next day, and feeling exhausted, doing everything right. And then the transition, I realized I wasn't working hard enough, my friend. I was working 8 to 16 hours. I was pouring everything I had into helping those kids in their developmental skills. I simply had built my entire life around one paycheck, one career. Then I realized that's when everything changed. When my husband asked me not to re-sign my contract and come home, he just wanted his wife back. Friends, do we realize what we do on a daily basis? We go to work. We build a career. We think we're doing everything we're supposed to do because the world's taught us to go to college, get a degree, go into a career, and work paycheck to paycheck for the rest of our life until we retire. My teaching point number one is this. The paycheck is not the problem, my friend. The paycheck pays the bills. The paycheck is important. The problem is this. It's your only option. If the paycheck disappears, everything changes. Whenever my husband asked me not to re-sign my contract, I looked at him and I'm like, babe, we have 10 beautiful grandkids. You're fixing to retire in a couple of years, and there's no way that we can live off your retirement. We can't live off just one income. I wanted more options. I wanted to be able to retire with him, to be able to do things with him and never miss those special moments again. I want my life back. And so you have options. You can go and do whatever you want to do. God's given you everything that you need. Just believe it. So I stepped out in faith and I came home. And that transition is whenever I started making different questions for myself. Not how do I make more money, but how can I create more options? My teaching point number 2 is this. Options create freedom, my friend. Whenever you have the freedom that you need, you're going to have those other options out there. This is where people get stuck. They think I need to get another job. Well, if you've already got one, you don't need 2 because that's going to be more time away from your family. And if you have 2, you definitely don't need 3 because you need to be able to be present at some point in time with your family. Maybe another job means this, my friend. What if instead of creating another job out there, what if you had this? What if you learned one simple skill? You learned that skill that stayed with you. Jobs don't always stay with you, my friend. Jobs are not always guaranteed, and jobs are always finding somebody to replace. But if you have a skill that you can learn that stays with you, examples like this, you're learning content. The content that you learn to create can go into an emails, and then into AI, and then into digital products, and then teaching online. Those are skills that nobody can take away from you. Whenever you go to college and you get your degree, they teach you skills. But you don't learn them instantly. You learn them day by day, skill by skill, and then you go into a teaching position or into a job, and then you have to learn new skills there. It's just like whenever you was in high school. You got your high school diploma, but you didn't know every life skill that you needed in order to succeed in life. You just got the foundation. So when you go to college and get a degree, it's the same thing. When you come online to look for different options, it's the same thing, my friend. You're looking for steps of foundation. And in those foundations, that's what you're going to do. So my teaching point number 3, you don't need to learn everything. This is where beginners freeze. They think they have to know everything. And guess what? You don't. You don't have to understand websites. You don't have to understand funnels. You do not have to understand how to create an online course, how to do automations, or how to even figure out social media platforms, or even AI. No. You just learn one thing at a time, then another, then another. It's exactly like school. It's exactly like life. Whenever you learn one simple skill at a time, and then you go out and you apply it, that is where you grow in your business. That's where you grow in life. Think about this. Whenever you went and got your job, did you know everything the first day, the first week, the first month, or the first year? No. You're probably still learning in that job that you're living paycheck to paycheck in. But that job is keeping you in a position to where you have no other options. So are you ready to create the options that you need? So my teaching point number 4 is this. Those small steps build big change. Those small steps build big change. I didn't walk into the digital online space and know everything the first day. I didn't. And you won't either, my friend. But you don't wake up one morning with freedom. You wake up one morning knowing that you want more options. You build it. One lesson, one skill, one video, one decision at a time. You build what you want in life. When I was a nail tech, I got my degree, but I had to build my clientele. And whenever I built my clientele up, guess what? They didn't want me to leave. But when life happened and I needed to change directions because I needed to take care of family, I left my clientele with someone else that I knew that could take care of them because I just was not going to not take care of my clients. So when you build up something, you preserve it and you move on to the next. So build up an online business because I can tell you right now, my friends, the online business is exploding and you need to be exploding with it. There's not one skill that you cannot learn today that in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days is going to create you more income than you can understand. Because whenever we went to college and got a degree, it was capped out. No matter what you do, you have a capped out income. But guess what? In the online space, it's not capped out. And that's what a lot of people can't absorb and they can't comprehend because they cannot see the bigger picture. But I want you to see the bigger picture. I want you to dream right now with me, my friend. I want you to dream. Because all of this stuff that's built already, the funnels, the websites, the social media, the automations, all of that is completely already put in place. I can go to sleep and I can sleep and I wake up. And whenever I walk in and there's stuff in my email, and whenever I go to bed, my notifications can come on and I have notifications in the morning saying, guess what? You just helped another person learn how to work remotely from anywhere. Those automations work for me in the background. I work a couple of hours a day creating content to create income. And in those couple of hours a day, I don't spend 24 hours a day anymore. I don't spend 8 to 16 hours a day. I spend a couple of hours a day creating income for me and my family so that I can always be present. And I want that for you, my friend. So teaching point number 4 was making those small steps that builds big change. And that's what I just explained to you. I built that one lesson at a time, that one skill at a time, that one video at a time, that one decision at a time every day for the last several years. And I get to be present with my family 24/7. I literally get to be either here at my home. I can be anywhere with a Wi-Fi and internet. It doesn't matter. I can be going down the road with my husband and I can be recording a video and making content and post it whenever I want to. So my reflection question for you today is this. What is that one skill that you've always wanted to learn, but you were afraid to begin? Leave it in the comments because I would love to encourage you in that one skill. And my action step for you today is this. Write down that one skill that you want to learn. That's it. Just one. Don't worry about the whole business. Just start with that one step. Okay. And in closing today, I want to encourage you this, my friend. I want you to know that there really is another way out there. Not an overnight success, not a lottery ticket, just a different way to build your future. One lesson at a time, one skill at a time, and one step at a time. And if you're really ready to go deeper, I would love to invite you over to my other channel on YouTube. It's called Building Digitally with Christy. And this is where I teach systems, step-by-step strategies behind the building a simple digital business. I'm taking you steps and strategies farther. But if you would like that more one-on-one support, I would love to invite you to walk over with me into my community. Go over on your app on your phone and download the school app, SKOOL, and come look me up, Building Digitally with Christy. I am an app on your phone. So I'm with you all the time. All you have to do is click on there and you can get daily reminders of everything that you need to do step by step. If you're ready to build your future one step at a time, I want you to remember this. Step out in faith. Know the hope is out there for you to get, to have your freedom that you want. And I want to leave you with this, my friend. God loves you. I love you. And I want you to understand this. You do not have to know everything. You just need to know that you have the options out there to grow in the digital online space and to succeed to where you never have to work those 8 to 16 hours a day anymore. And you never have to work paycheck to paycheck and not have options. I'll see you on the next lesson.